kids. Fuck the kids? Yeah.
When I say, who's the master? You say, so no.
What is up, guys? Shonuff the King here, back with another toy review, and today I'm doing my review for the s.h.figuarts Avengers Tech on Avengers Iron Man. So, s.h.figuarts, I told myself that I was pretty much done with Avengers-based s.h.figuarts figures. You know, Endgame is done. I thought I told myself that, but then I saw this Iron Man, and I had to pull the trigger. So it looks amazing. Let's get into it. All right. So first things first, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual figure itself. This looks like a really good cross between an modular Iron Man with the extremis Iron Man. It has a lot of like rough cuts and pieces to it. It looks really like a Gundam, or it has really good shades of a mobile suit. Got the golds, we got the reds. And I'll bring in the amazing Yamaguchi Iron Man because I think that that one looks a lot like this one as well. So there's that. Now, one thing, let's go ahead and get that out of the way, is let's look at the articulation. So you have a shoulder pad, you have the swivel. Yeah, I'd say that's double jointed. Well, yeah, it's double jointed. Close enough. Knees, double jointed knees. Ooh, look at those splits. Good Lord. That's like some amazing Yamaguchi level splits right there. We got a little ankle pivot. We do have toe hinge, which is always important with these figures. Head on the ball joint, very good movement, left and right. Can look that far down and can look that far up. So when he's doing his flight pose, you can get those like really cool like Iron Man flight poses. His face does come off. Don't worry. It doesn't come off very easily. He has lots of accessories and lots of little modular pieces that we'll talk about in a little bit. But let's put him back here and look at the box. All right, so here's the box. Actually, let's move him over here. So we have the Tech on Avengers. We have him all kitted up. Look at the side. Look at the back. You can see some of the positions that he can get in. Has a really cool backpack, some jet thrusters, powered up arc reactor. All right. So let's take a look at this first. This is the backpack that he has. This is a solid piece. I'm really digging the intricate details that they put into this. And again, look, there's some movement, but not a whole lot. But it serves its purpose. And here is the railgun that he comes with. And this part will slot into his arm, and obviously I'll show you guys that in a second. His chest piece. where it's just basically like a pulsating arc reactor. I think that's really cool. He does have a beam effect, which is amazing. You guys know I love me some effect pieces. And it looks like they are starting to step their game up with that. Now, one thing that I am a little nervous about is this is very thin. So this is something that you guys are going to have to be careful with, because I can definitely see it popping or snapping if you handle it improperly. We got that. We have a set of multiple hands, shoulder pads, and we got an alternate faceplate. Let's see how it changes from the other one. I mean, it looks pretty much the same to me. Maybe it's just an extra one. I don't really see a difference at all, actually. Maybe just an extra one, who knows? And we have 2 flame effects. These are the ones that go on the backpack, and these are the ones that can go into his feet or hands or wherever you want to put them. All right. So I'm going to take everything out and we're going to start building this thing. All right, one thing I forgot to show you in the articulation, and I do apologize, is the waist area. It looks very rigid from here, but I promise you it has amazing articulation. So for ab crunch, you can look down about that much, and then you can go up about that high. Again, arms. This thing has amazing articulation. Probably one of the best from s.h.figuarts that I've seen in a minute. And again, you can get you got to kind of move the shoulder pads, and you can get the T-spread. You just got to finagle the shoulder pads a little bit. And these shoulder pads do come off as well, but I'll show you guys that in a minute. So here you go, T-spread. I mean, this thing like it's not just the paint job that makes this so impressive. It's just the little ridge details that they put into this. Like, I know there's like a tech on like Captain America and like a Spider-Man, I believe, and probably some other ones. And again, I think that I know there's a Black Panther one too, but I'm not 100% sure I'm going to get those. But this Iron Man one just really stood out to me as something that needed to be purchased, just because he's supposed to be the one with a suit of armor like this. All right, so let's go ahead and start getting him transformed. So first things first, this chest piece can come off like that. Set that to the side, and then you can pop in his proton chest to get that like pulsating like that. And on his back, there's a small little piece here. And then this is where the backpack can plug in. And it looks like it's big and heavy, but it can definitely hold Iron Man no problem. I just got to get them on an even space because sometimes my table is uneven. All right, sorry about that. So yes, this is the Iron Man standing. Like I said, it's not an issue. From the side, from the back, it kind of reminds me of that Megatron that I got from Flame Toys. It's just like a huge accessory piece, but it's cool. All right, so that's the backpack, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually take this out and I'm gonna suit him up without the other armaments, and then I'll put that on back. I have to add the flame boosters on there. So like I said, he also has these other pieces that you would see in the other s.h.figuarts figures. You can kind of pop them on there. both feet. You can kind of hover, you know, fly. Looks good when he's hovering. And then he has alternate hands. As I said, he also has alternate hands. He has regular, like, unclasped hands. And they look pretty good too. And then he has hands especially for his blast effects. So the other ones, you can tell that they go for the feet because they're specifically made to go for the feet because they have this little notch that goes into the hole. But then for his hand blast effects, it's like an open piece, and you simply just plug it in like that, and you have his hand blast effects, which I thought was actually pretty interesting because usually they all, you know, they can be interchangeable. Like the ones that for hands can be used for the feet and vice versa. This is the first time that I can remember that we have hand blast effects that are specifically made for the hand. And again, it's fine as long as we get them. And again, I love that translucent see-through blue. It looks amazing. And for his hand cannon, I'll show you guys how to put that on. As I showed you earlier, what happens is that this front part pops off, and then you can plug this in. And again, be very careful, and that's how you have your blast effect. And then what you can do is you can take your Iron Man and on his shoulder, you can pull this off, which reveals a divot, and then you can just port that in, and then you can kind of have your, let me just move that shoulder out the way. You can kind of have them blasting. All right, so everything has been teched on. I just wanted to kind of fumble with it a little bit. So right now we have the side boosters that you can just pop off and put on like so, and those just kind of come out as like exhaust. We have the backpack, which I already took the liberty of putting the effect pieces on. Looks amazing. Again, we have the gun that can pocket into either arm, and then you can just kind of roll the shoulder and you can kind of get the effect that you want, and it slots in into two parts and it looks good. And again, you have the pulsating effect here, and we have the backpack. Just slot that on, and then boom. We have your fully kitted tech-on Iron Man. I think it looks great. And again, he comes with a flight stand, so if you don't want to have him standing up, you can do that. But I love it. I really love it. All right, let's go ahead and do a size comparison and we'll get out of here. All right, guys, so I have a lot of size comparisons I want to do, so let's go ahead and get into it. First, we have the Tech-On Iron Man, and next to a ZD Toys Iron Man. And again, this is more of a 7-inch Iron Man, but you can kind of see how they stand against one of those. Then we have a Marvel Legends Iron Man, and as you can see, the s.h.figuarts one is smaller, I'd say. They're about the same height, but they're a little bit, he's a little bit smaller. Bring him up for a close-up. See that? You can see here how they look right next to each other. Go ahead, take him out, and we'll put in a Ultron, Marvel Legends. And here he is next to the Marvel Legends Deluxe War Machine. You can tell that these Marvel Legends are thicker than the s.h.figuarts, and it's always been the case with s.h.figuarts. And here, the one I was talking about, we have the Amazing Yamaguchi. Alright, like I said, here is Iron Man standing next to the Amazing Yamaguchi Iron Man, and this is where I was kind of telling you that they have a lot of similarities, where it has that like extremist modular look to each other. They have like the same bold golds and the reds. I like the arc reactor look more on Amazing Yamaguchi, but it's not bad in s.h.figuarts. As you can see here from the back. And this Iron Man don't want to stand up right now, but it's all good. All right, take him out. Just two more. We have the War Machine from Marvel Legends, and this one actually I think is about the same size. I think the War Machine is a little bit thicker, but these two work very well together. And this is the Punisher War Machine armor. I told you guys I really dig Iron Man. And finally, we have on my top 10 list for 2021, we have the modular Iron Man from Marvel Legends. Sorry about that. And again, finally, we have the Iron Man next to the Marvel Legends modular Iron Man. And these two look great next to each other. All right, so final thoughts. This is a really good, solid release from s.h.figuarts. I definitely think it has the necessity to exist. The only thing that I would have to complain about is the middle piece here on mine gets a little loose when you add in the blast effect piece here. I felt like it didn't stay in like super strong, but it does enough to get the job done. Other than that, I think this is an excellent release. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that the rest of the other Tech-On Avenger pieces will be interchangeable with each other, because I saw the Captain America version of this that had some of the Iron Man pieces on it, so I think they're making this to kind of be like a combiner of some sorts. But again, let me know what you guys think. Comment in the section below. Thumbs up the video. This is Showing Up the King, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.